Year 2 friends, we're carrying on with our art project Flowers for Friends, where we're making some pastel drawings inspired by David Hockney, which we will turn into cards and give to people at our local care home who can't have visitors at the moment because of COVID. In your classroom, you'll have lots of flowers to choose from. Please be careful with these because we want to give these to our cleaners who have been looking after us, keeping our school safe during COVID. So let's begin. We need some lovely coloured paper. This is some nice bright colours, and the reason we're having these bright colours is because David Hockney always has these lovely, strong, bright backgrounds, and we may as well do the same. Let's start by choosing our colour. I think I'm going to have this nice bright blue. You can have whatever colour you like. So you need your paper. You don't have it this way up. This is called landscape. We want it this way, which is called portrait. Nice and long. You also need your pastels. Now we've had a lovely practice with these, and we've got lots of nice tones. We've got reds there and oranges, and we've got yellows and greens and blues, our pinks, and then we've also got a white and a black. So plenty to use and plenty to enjoy. So then we need to choose our flowers, and I want you to pick 3 flowers to draw. I've got a nice selection of flowers here. I've got carnations, a rose, I've got some chrysanthemums here, different types, gerbera, that's another chrysanthemum, another one there, and there's our friend the sunflower, which we enjoyed drawing last half term. So choose 3 flowers. You might want to do this in pairs. You might want 1 jar and 3 flowers between 2 of you. It's up to your teacher, really. I don't mind at all. You can have your own little vase of flowers, or you can share one between 2. I'm going to pick the carnation, gerbera and the sunflower because they're nice, jolly flowers. I'll put those in my jar, and then I put my jar where I can see it because this is observational drawing. If you remember, we did observational drawings last half term where we draw what we see, not what we imagine. So then we get our piece of paper, we've got our flowers in front of us, and we're ready to begin. Fantastic. So I'm going to start with doing the gerbera, I think, which is the bright orange flower. Let me show that to you. Here it is. And I'm just picking a colour that's near to that. So I've got this nice burnt orange colour. Lovely. And then remember, the important skill we learnt was sketching last half term. We look at what we're drawing, we think about the shapes, and then we very lightly sketch in. We're not doing any hard lines. I've got my centre of my gerbera flower there, and I'm starting to get in my petals. Very soft, very light lines, nothing strong, nothing certain yet, just nice and easy sketching. I'm just sort of marking in shapes, and if I do it wrong, it doesn't matter because it's only light. I can draw over it. Now, we had a lovely practice earlier using our pastels where we were doing lots of blended colours. There we go. I'm doing my nice centre there. Let's just show you there. So there's right at the centre is this piece, and then there's the outer bit and the petals. So I've got all of that in, and I'm ready to move on to my next flower. And I'm going to do the sunflower. So I'm going to pick a yellow, and I look at the flower how it sits next to my original gerbera, and I start sketching that in using nice light lines again of my lovely sunflower petals. Got those in, those shapes. Now, in the summer term, you're going to be learning lots more about flowers and plants and all the different parts of plants, which will be really good fun. But for now, we can just worry about what they look like. So sketching that in, I've got my yellow in there. And remember, there's a nice darker bit in the centre. That's fine. I'm moving on to my carnation now, and I'm picking a sort of a dark purple colour to use, and I'm just sketching that in, getting the rough pattern, the rough shapes. There we go. And now I'm getting in my stems. I've still not added any detail, the stems or the stalks of the flowers and how they fit in. I'm also going to draw the jam jar. Oh, a couple of leaves. Here we go. Yes, I can see a couple of leaves there. I'm going to draw in my jam jar. I'm not worrying too much about this jar, you know. It's not that important to me because really it's just the flowers that are really important. I'm not even worrying that I've done the flowers too big and the jar's going to have to come off the end of the page, because the flowers are the thing. That's what we've been working on, isn't it? And I think that's what will cheer people up in the care home, is those nice bright flowers. So I've got it roughly sketched in, and it's time now for me to add lots more colour and lots more detail. And earlier we looked at how we blend our colours and things like that, and how we can use our fingers for blending and how we can use the pastels for blending. So we can really begin to do that. Excellent. Here I go, my first bit of blending. So I'm just doing lines of colour here, blocking it in, getting in a nice strong colour. It's darker in the middle, so keep looking again at your flower. Look where it's dark and where it's lighter, where it's in shadow, where it's got those darker tones. And I'm just building that up, smudging it with my finger, smudging it with the pastels. I haven't finished that one, but I want just to move on to the sunflower to block in some of those colours. I've got that darker bit in the centre I can just see. And then I'm on to my lovely purple maroony colour carnation. And the important thing to do is just to keep looking, keep observing. This is observational drawings, so we can keep checking. There we go, finishing off my carnation and blending those colours, smudging them together, getting a bit more of the jam jar. Now I'm going to do some background. Look at David Hockney's background. He uses nice lines. Do you see these lines in the background? Just makes it a bit more interesting rather than just flat colour. So I'm just going to put in some lines. I'm also using my stick, do you remember, to scrape little bits out. We did that on our practice. Well, enjoy making yours. And remember, you don't have to finish today. You've got tomorrow as well.